we saw the live interview. We are still not late. Ms. Poe.
Thank you, Chair. Brigadier, just before the break, Commissioner Khumalo had asked a question regarding whether you remember when your relationship with Mr. Matlala became on again. Did you recall, or you still don't remember?
Thank you very much, Commissioners. I think it was in late 2024, maybe around September, October, but it was late in 2024.
And in late 2024, when the relationship now was actively ongoing, did you perhaps think it was important to go back to speak to General Manamela, given that the first description you gave her was, we have an on and off relationship? Now you definitely know that you are in a relationship with a contracted service provider. Did you go back to talk to her about this?
Yes, I did.
And
Fortunately, General Manamela is someone that you can talk to most of the things. Yes, I did.
Sorry, Brigadier, you went back to talk to her in, let's say, late 2024 and definitively confirmed you have a relationship. What was her response to that?
Nothing. I think it was still the same response. I can't remember. But I think it was the same response, to say I must just continue and being professional at work.
And again, this was not recorded in any form or fashion?
No, it was not recorded, Commissioners.
Brigadier, let me just go back to a question that Ms. Poe asked you, and I think you said, when she asked you about your involvement in what she described as contract management of this Medicare contract, and you denied that you are involved with contract management.
Yes.
Am I correct?
That's correct.
What do you understand to be contract management in the context of this Medicare contract? What would constitute contract management?
My understanding of contract management, in SAPS you'll have one person that will be a contract manager of that specific contract. If we are having challenges that we cannot resolve with the service provider, then we'll have to escalate them to the level of a contract manager.
Okay. So where you say in paragraph 4, you would urge him to facilitate appointments, it's because you said it's because members were complaining. Yes. The CFO, the CEO or something you call them, environmental officers, were complaining. So you step in.
Yes.
And urge him to make appointments for members. That's what you say in your
That's
paragraph
correct,
4.
Commissioner.
And then you also say, you also urge him to pay his contracted service provider. That's his business. So why do you come into it? Why are you involved in an issue about Mr. Matlala's company paying his service providers?
Sometimes members of or members that are managing the contract or that are giving out authorization, because they knew the nature of my relationship with Mr. Matlala, they will call me and say, you know, we are struggling to get an appointment for, maybe for divers with Dr. So-and-so, because Mr. Matlala have not yet paid them. Can't you talk to him and ask him to pay the service provider? Yes, indeed, I will. and urge him to pay the service provider.
And so from your description, what you've just explained now, this was not part of your functions to urge him to pay his service providers. You were doing it because people know you have a relationship with him, so as his girlfriend, you're talking to him to pay his service providers.
That's correct.
It's not your responsibility.
That's correct,
That is
Commissioner.
correct. So at this point, you now have a relationship, you are back on with him when you now talk to him about paying his service contract, his service providers.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And then you say, and correcting him when numbers were not corresponding, which effectively qualified him to invoice lesser. This to me sounds like a purely finance function, not your monitoring, surveillance, and making sure that there is surveillance of your members. The discussion about invoices being corrected, I don't see how from how you have described your responsibilities, where it comes in that you're responsible to now look at invoices for correction, even if it means him being paid lesser. I don't see how that flows from your responsibilities. Yes, you may comment.
I was not correcting him for invoices. When medical surveillance have been attended by the members, there will be an attendance register which will be kept by the service provider as well as our ECO members. They will keep the attendance register. Sometimes the attendance register is not corresponding. His attendance register and our attendance register will not be corresponding.
Yes, what I'm saying is I don't see why that is part of your functions, that kind of engagement with Mr. Matlala, that you are the one that has to solve non-corresponding registers. Your ECO officers are responsible for this. They are the ones that know what appointments are being made. Just make me understand why and how that fits into your responsibilities relating to this contract.
If there are any fruitless expenditures regarding the medical surveillance, I'm the one that must account to the fruitless expenditure. And as much as possible, from my side, I was trying to avoid the fruitless expenditure. Reason being, when we started with medical surveillance in my environment, I received an email from SHE Management, Colonel Mogadi, who indicated that the environment that I am managing has a huge amount of fruitless expenditure due to non-attendance of members.
Okay, can I just stop you there? The point I'm trying to make is, can you see from the three things that you have listed that in fact this is contract management? You are managing now the day-to-day performance of this contract, because to urge him to facilitate appointments is to say to him, you are not performing, our members are not getting their appointments. Why that gets escalated to you, I think it's a different debate, but you say to him, comply with the contract. That's a management of a contract, at least that's what I'm suggesting to you. To pay his contracted service providers, I think this has absolutely nothing to do with you as an SAPS person who is the end user of the contract. This you were doing as his girlfriend because others have come and spoken to you. It had nothing to do with your responsibilities. And then correcting him when numbers were not corresponding, which effectively qualified him to invoice lesser. This is contract management. So when you say to Ms. Bowe, I wasn't responsible for contract management, officially, yes, maybe you were not, but you took on this function on this contract of managing the contract in the name of solving challenges, when in fact it is typical contract management. That's what I'm suggesting to you. You may comment if you want to.
From my side, Commissioner, I don't see it as contract management. I see it as stepping in whenever there are challenges. And in SAPS language, we understand contract management to be something else different. Hence, I indicated that I was not managing the contract.
Thank you, Brigadier.
Brigadier, just to follow up on two aspects in relation to the answers you gave to Commissioner Baloyi. You mentioned that managers, so the actual contract managers, would then approach you to do ostensibly what they were supposed to do when they had issues with the contract. Do you accept that?
Yes.
So if you
Not
were...
managers, but there's someone that is issuing authorization and doing payment as well. So whenever there are challenges of non-payment, and it's very urgent that the divers must attend their medical surveillance, she will call me and say, hey, we can't make appointments because Dr. So-and-so has not been paid. Can't you talk to him, at least prioritize this doctor so that our divers can conduct the medical surveillance?
Yes, I understand, Brigadier. I guess the question is, if that sounds like a management issue, why was that then not directed to managers if you are now saying that those people were indeed not managers?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you look at paragraph 14, right, where you talk about your disclosure to General Manamela, you say, I further asked if I could recuse myself from the responsibility of managing the medical surveillance and biological monitoring program. And so that sort of management didn't include actual contract management or the provision at least of those services that affected your environment.
That's correct.
Right. Thank you, Brigadier. And then if you look at paragraph 15, just to clarify, at the end of that sentence or that paragraph, you say, perhaps let me just read the whole paragraph. It must be noted that I was not part of the bid specification committee, bid evaluation committee, nor bid adjudication committee, and I was not aware of the service providers that submitted bids for the tender or any engagements with any previous health risk managers that were contracted by the SAPS. What do you mean by that? Are you solely limiting it for purposes of the procurement process?
I'm solely limiting it in the process of the specification of the contract, the evaluation, or the adjudication of the tender.
And I think this was a question that was posed by Commissioner Khumalo. As an end user, there wasn't a part that you were playing in the bid specifications behind the scenes, as end users would contribute to bid specifications as they are the receivers ultimately of the service. So there was no participation there?
Nothing. The part of the specification, it even started before I can arrive in that environment.
All right. Thank you, Brigadier.
Brigadier, in that paragraph 15, where you can read it together with 14, but I'm raising this in the context of what you say in 15. Is there any reason you don't say in your statement, at the time of the submission of the bid of Mr. Matlala, and at the time that the bid was awarded to him, or the tender was awarded to him, he and I were not in a relationship? Is there any reason you're not saying it that clearly?
Maybe it's the matter of English. For me, I see that I have already covered it. So maybe it's the matter of English and putting it the way you are saying, Commissioner.
No, it's not a matter of English and putting it the way I'm saying it. Nowhere in your statement do you say that. You tell us earlier on about your on and off relationship without saying that as at June 2024, we were not in a relationship. No, your statement doesn't say that. And my question is there, you clearly do see it's important. That's why you're telling us what you tell us in paragraph 14. And that's why you tell us what you're telling us in paragraph 15. It's because you know it is important to convey something that in fact, the fact of your relationship with him, whether on and off, you do know it's important for purposes of why you are here before us and for purposes of this contract. What is curious is, much as you know it is, you've decided it is important, nowhere in your statement do you say when he submitted the tender, which you don't know when, you've told us, and when it was awarded to him, he and I were not in a relationship at that time. You don't say that, and my question is there a reason you don't say it that clearly in your statement?
No, there's no reason, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners, I'm going to move to the chat for purposes of questioning the witness alongside some of the statements that arise. So I think it may be easier to just remove the statement and put it alongside the chat. And for just purposes of orientation, because the chats are slightly different from those that we were looking at with witness F, under tab 2, you will see that the chat box that is green would represent chats from Mr. Matlala, and that which is white or gray, depending on the level of your eyesight, will be those of Brigadier Matjeng.
Ms. Bowe, perhaps for the record, you should say the source of these chats, from whose phone are they? If you were already going to do that, I do apologize for anticipating.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. The chats originate from the phone of Mr. Matlala and were extracted, both the WhatsApps and the metadata. So we were able to get copies of the chats as well as annexes to the chats that includes multimedia like videos or audio. Brigadier, you've had consideration and sight of the chats.
Yes.
And you are satisfied that these are the chats that you had with Mr. Matlala?
That's correct, I am.
Right. Thank you. Commissioners, I'd like to begin at page 2. Brigadier, you'll see there on the 15th of December 2024, you send a number to Mr. Matlala. Whose number is that?
Sorry, maybe
do you know?
Ms. Bowe, for completeness, maybe also give the timestamp, because there's quite a number of messages on the same day.
Yes, Commissioner, that is at 12:37.
This one, I tried to recall whose number is this, because I don't have it on my contact. Probably, maybe it was forwarded by someone while Mr. Matlala was looking for it. I don't know whose number is this.
And if you turn the page over, you'll see you then text Mr. Matlala at 15:04 on the same day. You say, did you find him? Apparently he changed his number Does that help you recall?
I know he was looking for, after his phone was confiscated, he was looking for a number of quite a lot of people. I'm trying to recall, and I even dial it on Truecaller just to check whose number it is.
So we've done a check of the number. It's Captain Cartwright. Do you have any sense of why you would be
Sorry,
providing?
Ms. Bowe, you said it's what?
Captain Cartwright, Cartwright.
Thank you.
Do you have a sense of why you would be sharing Captain Cartwright's?
Or first, perhaps, do you know who that captain is?
I know him by surname. I've never met him personally. I just know the name Captain Cartwright.
And then please respond to Ms. Bowe's question.
Do you recall why you would be sending his number to Mr. Matlala?
No, I don't remember. He was looking for a number, and I got him the number.
Thank you, Brigadier.
When you asked for the number, he would have told you why. He's asking for a number of an SAPS person, a colleague of yours. So he would have told you why.
It's not always that when someone is looking for a number of a specific person, they will tell you why they are looking for that person. So in this instance, I don't know why he was looking for the captain. What I know is that on the 6th of December, when they took his phone, he lost a lot of contacts.
Yes, no. I understand that, and my question has nothing to do with that. My question is, when Mr. Matlala asks you for a number of your colleague, which you don't have on your phone, and so you don't just pass it on, you would have asked why, or he would have explained, I want the number, this number. You would have had to look it up on your SAPS system. So you would know a bit about him, because you have to look it up. You are sharing police information or an employee's information, actually. You are sharing an employee's number with an outsider.
If it's,
I expect he would have said to you, I want this number for this reason. 2, when you look it up on your system, you would know who it is. They are employed in this section. I would imagine that information would have been there available to you. So you would know more than just by name from looking him up. You would know this is where he's employed.
no, I don't have access to check where members are employed. But if it's Captain Cartwright, I know he's working at supply chain management. And he's one of the people that he signed. When he was going to sign the contract, he signed it with Captain Cartwright.
Okay.
What he was looking for, or what he wanted to discuss with Captain Cartwright, I really don't know, Commissioner.
Okay, but you now know, you knew just at looking him up, if you didn't know before, that this is someone in supply chain management. You came to know that.
No, after Ms. Bowe mentioned Captain Cartwright, then I remembered to say Captain Cartwright is the one that was working in, or he's still there in supply chain. I'm not sure if he's still there.
Okay. Now, you also say you tried, I mean, Ms. Bowe seems to have had better luck than you, even though she's not in the SAPS, to locate who this number belongs to. When you say you tried, you even used Truecaller, are you saying you could not establish whose number this is,
That's correct, Commissioner.
even when you called it?
No,
You
I
say
did
you
not
called
call
them?
it.
Oh,
What I do, I just check on Truecaller if it will show the name of the person. As I was writing my affidavit, some of the numbers, I will check them on my Truecaller and it will give me the name of that specific person.
All right, I don't know how Truecaller works, but thank you. Thank you, Brigadier.
I can confirm, Commissioner Baloyi, that when I used my Truecaller this morning, that's how I discovered the name and then double-checked it with our IT.
Yeah, Brigadier just was not able to do the same. All right, thank you.
And then you'll see, then let's go to the next chat on still the 15th of December at 17:04. You text Mr. Matlala, you don't have money, ungithumele. And his response is, I don't have bank account. And you respond with Yane. I just wanted to understand in relation to this was just ordinary boyfriend-girlfriend talk.
That's correct.
And he also then indicates that he would be opening another account. Now, if you look at the next message on the 18th of December at 13:27, we won't get into it. You just sent Mr. Matlala a correspondence that you received, and you asked him for assistance.
That's correct.
And again here, just to confirm, this was regular boyfriend-girlfriend
Yes,
request and
because,
interaction.
yes, commissioners, because previously I told him about this account that I was owing and could not settle the account. I told him in September 2023 because I had an incident in September 2023. It's a very traumatic incident which I do not want to divulge what happened there, but at the end of the day, my car was burned down. So, yeah. And because of this account, I have challenges in getting finance to buy a new car.
All right, Brigadier, you don't have to go into the specifics.
Ms. Bowe, at this very early stage, I want to test this idea of the Brigadier having been involved in a romantic relationship with Mr. Matlala. Brigadier, as romantically involved people, did you and Mr. Matlala have any terms of endearment like love, babe, hun, etc.?
Yes, Commissioner, I am not a romantic person. I'm not into calling people honey, love, or whatever, but I'll give you a pet name. So for him, I was calling him Mr. V, and from his side, he was calling me Diva. That's how we call each other.
I must say I've gone through all the chats. Well, people differ, but I find it very, very strange that you don't have or you don't use, not at all, any of the usual terms of endearment that some people, if not most people, use. I find it very strange. Do you wish to comment on that? I've gone through all, from page 3 all the way to the last one at page 49. Not once do you use any term of endearment, except, as you say, you saying Mr. V, and he's saying Diva. Even even that Mr. V and that diva, those are very few. Do you accept that they are very few?
I do accept.
If you go beyond 5, that would be quite a lot, actually. I doubt that you even reach 5. The same with him. Starting from December to, what's the date of the last one? It's the 25th of, oh, no, it's the 13th of May, 2025. Very few, even of those, the Mr. V and the diva, very few. Do you wish to comment on that?
Yes, Commissioner. I do accept that in writing, there will be very few of that. But when you look at our chairs, most of the time we will be talking through phone.
I've seen that.
Most of the time.
I've seen that there are lots of phone calls, but I will still say it's very strange that you would use these terms of NDM and the Mr. V and the diva. If you are suggesting that you were using them during the calls, I would still find it strange that you would use them in the calls but not use them in texts. It's still the two people interacting, so it doesn't make sense to me that you would change, you would switch, or not relate in the same manner you do in phone calls.
Sometimes when someone is having a girlfriend, you avoid using those terms a lot because if maybe the girlfriend can get hold of the phone, they will be able to read and see the discussions between two people. So in most of the time on our chat, we try to keep it professional.
But that can't be the answer if you say you ask for money from him because you were in a relationship. If saying love, hand, babe, or whatever, if you saw that as problematic for purposes of the wife, asking for money should equally have been problematic for the wife, if not worse. So your answer, again, doesn't make sense to me. It would actually be worse to ask for money, especially huge sums of money like we have here. Your comment?
I am not a romantic person.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you now about the point you make about it being problematic if the wife were to see terms of endearment. So now I'm saying, if you say that would have been problematic, in my view, it would actually have been worse for the wife to see texts in which you were asking for money. And not money for airtime or anything like that, but huge sums of money, hundreds of thousands of rand. Would that not have been worse than mere terms of endearment?
It will be, Commissioner.
So my question stands then. Or perhaps let me ask a different question or make a different comment and ask you to respond to that. To me, a huge doubt is cast upon this idea that you and Mr. Matlala had a romantic relationship. The very fact that you did not use any terms of endearment suggests to me that you were not romantically involved. What do you say?
I don't agree, Commissioner. People can go out and investigate around my circle, and my circle is very big. They will be able to confirm this relationship.
Why then are you not able to explain how you interacted or why it is that you interacted in a manner that didn't show that you were romantically involved? because the reason you gave does not make sense. And you basically admit that when you say it would be worse if the spouse were to see that you were asking for huge sums of money. So why is it, try to give a better response, why is it that you did not interact in a manner that showed that you were romantically involved?
Thank you, Commissioner. I still stick to the point that I am not a romantic person. In all my relationship, I don't use, I rather call someone Ntate Matlala. For me, it's romantic to be calling Ntate Matlala. Then maybe from his side, we'll be saying Mama Tlala. For me, it's romantic. And to cut most of the things short, we'll just say Mr. V, and then he'll go diva.
Let me just take you through a few. The first one that Ms. Powe has already referred you to says, oh yeah, the first one is you give him a cell number, and it's just that cell number, no text at all. And then the second one, also referred to by Ms. Powe, says, did you find him? Apparently, he changed numbers. And then the next one, the date is 15 December 2024, timestamp 1704. You say, you don't have money on Tumelle. Then the first one by him, I don't even have a bank account, and that's on the same date, same time basically. And your next one, Yane, same date, 1710. And his second text, I'm opening another account on Tuesday while they're busy investigating irregularities of funds in that one. Same date, 1713. I'll skip a letter from attorneys, that's at pages 3, 4, 5. And I go to the top of page 6. That's your next one. Where's the timestamp? It's cut there at the top. Let me see. Yes, it's at the bottom of page 5. It's on the 18th of December, 2024 at 13:28. You say, I'm in trouble now. These guys are on my case. Remember, I told you September. And then I'll skip a few and go to page 14.
14.
14, yes. And there you say, and it's the 23rd of January 2025, 12:03. And there you simply say, confirmed. The point I want to make about all these is that they sound businesslike. All of those that I've read sound businesslike. And in fact, I've gone through all the texts. All of them are like that, businesslike. I find it very strange that this is how people who are romantically involved would write to each other. Do you wish to comment?
Yes, Commissioner, as I have previously, my previous comment, to say that we will have our regular phone calls whereby we will talk our affairs, and on WhatsApp, like I said, I'm not a romantic person, so it will...
Would you be romantic during those phone calls? In terms of using terms of endearment, for example?
Sometimes, depending on...
But only using Mr. V, nothing else?
Yes, I only use Mr. V.
So that's what you mean by being romantic during the phone calls?
That's correct. But I'm also inviting the commission to investigate.
But please, just let's not get distracted. Please answer my question. My question was, do you agree that it is very strange that people who are romantically involved would talk in this business-like manner. Do you accept that or not?
I do not accept, Commissioner, because it will differ from one person to another.
Thank you, Ms. Bowen.
Brigadier, at that page 3 of these WhatsApp exchanges that the chair has gone through about requests for money, you then get to, you forward him, you forward Mr. Matlala at page 3 at the bottom, a letter to you, right?
That's correct, Commissioner.
And you do that on the 18th of December 2024. And then at page 6, you then say, I'm in trouble now, these guys are on my case. Remember I told you, September. So that these guys are on my case, you are referring to what is contained in that letter. It relates to that letter.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And I told you, September, it has to be September 2024.
2023.
Why 2023? Why do you say 2023?
I had an incident in September 2023 whereby my car was burned down. Yeah.
So these guys are after me. You're not referring to the people, to these attorneys who have sent you a letter?
I'm referring to the attorneys who has sent me this judgment. It was a judgment.
Yes.
I'm referring to it because this judgment is, I'm struggling to obtain vehicle finance because of this judgment.
Yes.
Unless I pay them, then I will be able to apply for vehicle finance.
Yes.
As I'm saying, I'm in trouble. Now these guys are on my case. Remember, I told you, September.
Yes. If these guys are the attorneys, then the guys who are after you, I told you, September, that these guys are after me, you must have been referring to this letter, these attorneys, not your incident.
Yes, I agree with you, Commissioner. When I'm saying I'm in trouble, these guys are after me.
Yes.
I mean this letter.
Yes.
But when I say I told you, September,
Yes.
I told him, September, that I'm struggling to buy a car because of this account. By then, there was no judgment on my name. Now, they went on to get a judgment for this account.
Yes, they get a judgment in October.
Yes.
In October.
Yes, Commissioner.
And it's, I'm saying to you, according to this text, and my reading of it is, you would have told him in September about this judgment. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense that you would send a text which has an attorney's letter that has a judgment taken in August 2024, and then you say, I told you September, and that's all you say, and you are referring to September 2023 when you are attaching an attorney's letter that is in August. Let me just express it again. This is a judgment is taken in August 2024, right? So we know that you get this letter after the judgment is taken, because the letter refers to a judgment. It's in August 2024. Then you send a text, you send that same letter, and you send a letter that says, I told you September, and I'm suggesting to you that the September you are referring to is in 2024. You told him about this judgment in September 2024, not 2023.
I do not agree, Commissioner. Reason being, once you get a judgment, or once there's a judgment on your name, you are not being informed immediately that there's a judgment on your name. The first time that they sent me a message to say there's a judgment on your name, it was on this date.
Yes. The point, actually, the more important point I seek to make, Brigadier, is you're asking him for money in December, and you're showing him that you need to pay. That's why you're sending him this letter.
That's correct.
I've got this letter, there's a judgment against me, and I need to make payment. And that follows on that sequence of requests for payment from him, from you to him, right? Is that, you agree
That's
with that?
correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, and the point I wanted to make about it is, well, if you told him in September 2024, then we know that your relationship had started in 2024 September, and I think that's why you're saying 2023, you're avoiding, conceding that in fact, having told General Manamela in June about your relationship, which you say was off at that time, because that's what you tell us. You say your relationship was off in June 2024. In fact, in September 2024, your relationship is back on. And that is consistent with an earlier answer to Commissioner Kumalo, that your relationship started towards the late 2024. So in September 2024, you are now back in a relationship with Mr. Matlala. You are talking to him, and that's when you tell him that these guys are after you. You accept that?
Commissioner, it might be that in September 2024, our relationship was already on, or it started in September 2024.
Okay.
But when I say I told you September, I'm referring to September 2023, after my car was burned down and I could not get a car.
Okay. I just wanted to establish that we are on the same page, that by September your relationship was you say it's possible, but I wanted to put it higher than that by September 2024 your relationship was back on track. And the important point I want to make about it is that from the time you told General Manamela about your relationship, and you say to us it was off at the time. That's why you didn't know he had been awarded. In fact, not too much time passed between the June award of the tender, on your version, the June award of the tender, and when you are back on. We know that latest in September, you are back in a relationship with Mr. Matlala. That's the point I'm making. So it's barely 3 months in there somewhere.
It might be that we were back together, or we were in a process of fixing our relationship.
All right, thank you, Brigadier. Thanks, Ms. Bowe. Before we move on, I think you were answering a question of the chair, and you spoke about your relationship was known to people close to your circle. You
That's
remember
correct,
you also say that in the statement. What does it mean? I mean, I don't know what it means. Who are the people close to your circle? Are you talking your family? Are you talking your friends? Are you talking your colleagues?
It's
What does that
family,
mean?
it's family, it's friends. Some of my colleagues will know.
Did that include General Patlane as people who knew about
That's
your relationship?
correct.
He knew about your relationship.
That's correct, Commissioner.
All right, thank you.
Brigadier, then if we can go to, again, still on page 6, there's an exchange of calls that we won't go through, but on the 20th of December 2024 at 18:33, you send him a contact card, giving him the details of one General Tim. Is that correct? The contact details of General Tim.
Ms. Bowe, we really have to strain our ears. Can you please try to?
Oh, my apologies.
Yes.
Maybe bring the mic closer to you.
Yes, the contact details of General Tema.
That's correct. he called me and requested that I forward him the contact details of General Tema. And because by then he lost a lot of contact, and I know that he knew General Tema, and he previously had the contact of General Tema, I then forwarded him her contacts.
And Brigadier, I mean, you say that you knew that he knew General Tema. Maybe to start here, what environment is General Tema?
General Tema has resigned, but previously, when she was in the organization, she was the head of basic police training.
Basic?
Basic police training,
Police training.
yes.
All right, and you knew that he had her number,
Yes,
and this is why you provided it.
that's correct, commissioners.
And just to say that you said in your earlier testimony that the reason why you provide contact details of SAPS members is because he lost his cell phone, and he couldn't access their numbers on ongoing correspondence because he's a contractor, and I imagine frequently would be talking to these individuals.
I think after losing, or after the phone was confiscated, he changed the numbers and used a different number. So the number that we are communicating from December, it was his new number.
I suppose my question is simply, couldn't he have gotten it through his emails? Most SAPS employees in their email signatures, they put both the official and cell number. Is there a reason why he frequently asked you for these numbers?
General Tema was not in the organization by then, and he will see me spending much time with General Tema through the WhatsApp status, photos, and she liked posting on Facebook as well as on Facebook.
So in this context, he was asking for the number because she's your friend.
That's correct.
All right.
Not really a friend. She's
Acquaintance.
yeah, she's older than me, but yeah, we do see each other as time permits.
An acquaintance.
Yeah, proper English acquaintance.
And then let's move to, oh, my apologies. Did you ask at that point why he required the number of General Tema?
No, I did not, because I know that previously they were in contact, and because he lost most of his contacts, I just forwarded him the number.
Thank you, Brigadier. And then if we could turn to, there's a series of calls that then follow since then, so we're not going to go through those calls. But if you turn to page 9, and Commissioners, just to make sure that you have regard to a statement in particular, paragraph 45. Brigadier, you'll see there on the 10th of January 2025 at 10:46. Perhaps maybe the best place to start is that there's a call that you make to Mr. Matlala at 9:31 on that day. Thereafter, Mr. Matlala responds at 10:46 with morning. Please send me account number, not yours please. Sorry, was busy with Polfin. They only paid 30% of the invoice. You see that?
That's correct, I see it.
And then you respond at 11:25 by saying good morning, morning, Mr. V, and you provide then a account number of Osizweni Meat Hyper.
That's correct?
Let me just. And then you, at 16:03, I just want to cover the text for this day. You respond and say, did you do it? I need to pay and send proof of payment today.
That's correct?
And then this is followed by 2 calls on this day, right? So that's just the 10th. I'll stop there for now. Now, you start there, Mr. Matlala, at that point, at 10:46, requests for you to send an account number that is not yours. And this was to send you money. This was to send you money.
Yes, that's correct.
And this is confirmed by what you say at paragraph 45 of your statement.
That's correct, Commissioners?
And please explain why did he want you to use an account number that was not yours?
Yes, I did ask him why he wants an account number that is not mine, because I knew that Mr. Matlala have my bank account details. Then he said to me, no, you see, I don't want the wife to find out that I'm giving you money, gifts, and whatever. And furthermore, he says, now that he has a contract in SAPS, it will end up looking like gratification.
Okay, and when he then says this to you, what is your response?
I understood the reasons that he provided me.
And did you think these reasons were sound to engage in this sort of transaction?
Yes.
That it would be okay? Did you think it would be okay?
As my boyfriend, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Brigadier, when did you ask him for the reasons before you gave him the bank account details of Esizweni?
No, I gave him, but we previously spoke about it. And I could understand the reasons why he wanted a different account number than mine.
When you say previously, what do you mean? We have a WhatsApp message where for the first time, he's asking you to give him an account number, which is not yours, please. That's what he does at 10:46. And then at 11:25, you send him this details of this bank account that he's asking for. Now, clearly, if you had a call in between, it would show here on this trail, because that's the order of these WhatsApp message what we have in front of us. Now we know from this that there was no telephone call between you and him after he requested and when you gave him this. Hence my question, when would you have had that discussion before he asked you to give him a bank account other than yours?
That will be before he asked for the account number during our calls or during our visits, whereby he was showing me or he was saying to me, I will no longer transfer money into your direct bank account because of the following reasons.
So if you had that discussion, why would he say to you at 10:46, not yours, please? Because you've already discussed it. You've already agreed. He's told you in advance. You have understood the reason. Why would he at 10:46 say to you, not yours, please, if you knew and understood that you are not to give him your account number?
I don't know, Commissioner, maybe it's a reminder. He's reminding me not to give him my account number.
No, let me suggest to you that it's not true that you had discussed it before he sent you this message. It's not true. You hadn't discussed it at all. If you had discussed it, he wouldn't tell you. He wouldn't need to tell you, don't send me yours. And the reason he's doing that, it is because you don't know not to send him yours. So what you're saying there now is it's not true.
I don't agree, Commissioner. We had a discussion before regarding this matter. Even when I was sending him the statement of the judgment, we also had this discussion.
Okay, no, but the record doesn't bear that out. Unless you have a recording, the record that we have here and my interpretation of it is it doesn't bear that out. What it tells me is that at 10:46 he asks you for a bank account which is not yours. There is no discussion between you, according to the record that is in front of us. There's no discussion between you, the two of you, and then you give him an account number which is not yours. So there was no discussion, at least on the face of this. Thank you, Ms. Boy.
Brigadier, then let's turn to the reasons that you say Mr. Matlala gave you. The first reason is that he didn't want his wife to find out about your relationship, gifts and monies, because she knows me only as a friend. That is paragraph 45.1. If you can then turn to, it's the annexures section of the file, so tab 3, the last tab at page 92. You noted earlier in your answer that Mr. Matlala used to send you money directly to your account. Do you see those transactions there, and can you confirm if that is your account?
That's correct. I can confirm.
And you see over that period, Mr. Matlala was sending you money directly to your account.
That's correct.
Would that not have triggered his wife?
No, I think by then he has not met the other one, the latest one. With the previous one, yeah, he could send money directly into my account.
So your understanding is with the previous wife, he could send, there was no problem.
Yes.
This issue only arose with the
With the current one.
The current one.
That's correct.
And by the current one, you mean?
The current one that he's serving now.
Ms. Boy, can I just understand, you say what does page 31 represent?
My apologies.
The top part represent into Brigadier Matjeng's account
92.
at 92. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so in that account, the Brigadier is confirmed to be hers. Okay, so this concern only arose with the latest wife, the current
Yes,
wife, sorry.
that's correct.
My phrasing. And then the second reason that he provides is that he doesn't want SAPS to know and to jeopardize your career.
That's correct.
Okay. And so you then agreed, no, actually you do agree to use this separate account.
That's correct.
The account that you provided, if you go to page 91, you confirm that that was the account that you provided at the top.
I confirm.
And just to orientate everyone, the top part is the transactions from one of Mr. Matlala's account to the account number that was provided by Brigadier Matjeng, and the bottom one is the contra account being the account of Osizweni Meat Market.
And the first one, the Luxo Africa, there is, that's the company, Mr. Matlala's company.
Yes,
And I think it's the same company, the bearer or owner of the card that was referred to during the testimony of.
witness F.
Yes, all right, thank you.
Yes, it's the very same account.
Ms. Bowe, the heading, the first heading, it says into Brigadier Matjeng's bank account, and you've got an account number. And then the second one, it's Osizweni's bank account, and it's the same number. Is there not an error somewhere? The first heading?
Yes, it was represented as Brigadier Matjeng's bank account number, but it really should be the account number
Osizweni.
given by, which is
The account of
Osizweni.
Osizweni.
Yes, the account that was used to pay into that account would be the one that's in the table itself.
Yes, I understand
Yeah.
that part. Yes, thank you.
And then Brigadier, is that then the amount of money that was then sent to you through that account?
Is the amount that was sent by Mr. Matlala through this account, but unfortunately, I never benefited from this money because Mr. Matlala was owing Osizweni Meat Hyper the money. On the first one, the lady just totally refused to give me the money. She said she can't give me the money if Mr. Matlala is owing her.
Maybe before we get into that, if you go to 445.3, you say there that you used that account because of your friend who owns a butchery.
That's correct?
So did you have an understanding with her before the money came in that you would be using her account for this purpose?
Yes, we had.
And at the point that the money was paid, she then refused to give you the money on account of Mr. Matlala's death?
That's correct.
Okay, then maybe to understand that, let's go back into the chats. In particular, if you look at the correspondence, let's start at page 9 at 1603 on the 10th of Jan.
Are you going to be coming back to the bank statements, Ms. Bowen?
Yes.
At 91, at 91?
Yes, it was just to deal with the claim that she never benefited, and rather
Oh,
that,
all right,
yeah.
okay. Oh, you are dealing with that?
Yes,
All right, thank you, thank you.
at page 9. My apologies. If you look at 1603, you say, did you do it? I need to pay and send proof of payment today. Over the page, at page 10, at 10:51, so this is the following day, 11 Jan 2025, you say, I spoke to Mudieri and she didn't receive it. Given my desperate situation, I thought you will gladly assist me. I guess once more, I don't deserve to be assisted by you. It's okay. He responds at 10:53, what you mean, Diva? And 10:53, he says, they made payment in front of me. I don't know why you saying such things. That money is going to reflect it, so we can please be patient. And then there's a call, and then on the following day, on the 12th of Jan at 18:10, he says, please ask your friend to check the balance. I just got notification that the transaction went through. And you respond at 18:15, yes, got it, thank you very much, and apologies. So from this exchange, it doesn't seem that you didn't get the money as intended.
No, the money went into the bank account of Osizweni Butcher. And the owner confirmed that she did receive the money, or the money is in her account.
So are you suggesting that when you say to him, yes, got it, thank you very much, you meant you had just confirmed with your friend that the money is in her account?
That's correct.
And then, did you then say to him at any point that this money didn't get to me?
Yes, I did.
And this wasn't, I guess, in any of, it's not in the text?
Yeah,
of
it's
this-
not on the text, but I did say to him that Mudieri has been complaining that you are owing her a lot of money and she's not gonna give me that money.
Okay, and if you look at the text that you write to him just before that, I guess you say, I spoke to Muteri, you see that text on page 10.
Yes, I see it.
It seems as if you would have spoken to Muteri and who confirms that the money hasn't been received, but it seems like, it doesn't seem like Muteri would be a hurdle.
It could be, sorry?
From the way the text is written, it
Yes.
seems that you spoke to Muteri, who then responded to you and said the money hasn't been received yet, right?
That's correct.
And from that, it doesn't seem like Mudiehi was a hurdle. It seems like Mudiehi was somebody who was going to give you the money. I guess, at what point does then Mudiehi become the person who doesn't give you the money?
That's correct, because for me, I saw it that maybe she was playing me so that the money can be paid in order for her to keep the money so that the debt can be paid through that money.
All right, I want to...
No, Brigadier. Page 10, the bottom email, you say, yes, got it. Thank you very much, and apologies. And you have an emoji of hands that ordinarily I used to say thank you. At this point, Mudiehi has told you the money has come in. And if she had told you you're not getting the money, you would have said it here, and you would not have apologized because you don't have the money.
No, I said, yes, got it, she got it. Thank you very much, and apologies.
No, you didn't say yes, she got it. You said yes, got it.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
so
okay,
you got the money. Let me finish. You got the money, 1. 2, you thank Mr. Matlala for the money. 3, you apologize for the tantrum that you threw earlier on about this. All of that is inconsistent with Mudiehi having just said to you, yes, I've got the money, but I'm keeping it. Or even just saying, I've got the money. It's inconsistent, whatever explanation you seek to give us now. These documents, this WhatsApp exchanges, is inconsistent with your explanation.
She confirmed that she got the money, Commissioner, and I thanked Mr. Matlala for transferring the money. But when I went to her so that she can transfer the money, she just totally refused.
And did you go back to Mr. Matlala to say, I'm still in trouble financially? Give me that 300,000 rands that you gave me, because you still have these people that are chasing you.
Yes, I did.
Did he give you?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Let me tell you what it suggests. Let me suggest to you what this is. In fact, it's not even a suggestion. Your WhatsApp message doesn't say, yes, she got it. You are now inserting she in a WhatsApp message where you are saying you've got it. You say, got it. You're not saying, Mudiehi got it. You say, yes, got it. Any reader of this WhatsApp message, except you, will understand it to mean you have the money. That's what you're telling him, that I now have the money. And any reader will understand this WhatsApp message to say you are thanking him very much because you have the money. You are no longer under the pressure that you were earlier on in the early WhatsApp messages. And any reader will say, you are apologizing because now you have the money. You were pressuring him, now you have the money. Your explanation just doesn't accord with this WhatsApp message, and it cannot be true.
Can I respond?
Yes, you can if you want to.
Okay, Commissioner, if you look at the message above this one, he's saying, please ask your friend to check her balance. That's him. He says, please ask your friend to check the balance. Then my response says, yes, got it.
Yes.
I'm responding to the question or to the request of check your friend if he got, she must check her balance. I'm responding to ask your friend.
Yeah. Well, you've had my view about it. I read your text word for word the way it is. It doesn't say, yes, she's got it. It says, yes, got it, thank you, and I apologize. Thank you, Ms. Bo.
Brigadier, staying in this line of questioning, if you go to, and I don't mean to deal with all three transactions now, but I fear we have to. If you go to page 24, oh, sorry, my apologies of the chats.
Advocate
Page.
Boer,
Of the chats.
Page
24.
Thank you.
just to make sure that we don't steal your thunder, I want to ask questions about this conversation with Mudiegi. But if you are going to ask about it, I would rather leave it to you.
Commissioner Kumalo, what I wanted to show was the implausibility of Brigadier's response to the line of questioning that Commissioner Baloyi just engaged in. Just one tiny simple point. If you have regard to page 24, correct, which is a proof of payment of 100,000 sent to the account that you provided to Mr. Matlala. And Mr. Matlala provides you with this proof of payment on the 4th of February at 13:10. If it was correct that after Mudiegi refused to give you the first 100,000 that was sent or received on the 12th of Jan, by this stage, Mr. Matlala would know that you don't get the money when he sends it through this Osizweni meat market. Why would he send the next 100,000 through that same account and send you the proof of payment?
He sent it to Osizweni Butcher to pay his debt. And even on the third one, he was paying the money that he's owing Mudiegi. But he will send a proof of payment for me so that I can inform Mudiegi that the money has been paid into his account.
Brigadier, if you look at the message that follows just after the proof of payment is sent, and Mr. Matlala then says, I will calm you, still fighting with Udire and the lawyers. I don't understand your answer when you say he's sending you the proof of payment so that you can communicate that to Mudiegi, yet he's clearly saying here that he's calming you.
I think he wanted to say, I will call you, still fighting with Udire and the lawyers.
Why is Mr. Matlala sending you this proof of payment as opposed to sending it to Mudiegi?
I don't know.
You
I don't know.
cannot-
Maybe it's because
You cannot not know. They have a business relationship, according to you, in terms of which Mr. Matlala buys meat that runs into hundreds of thousands. You said, what, 300,000 and something?
yes, that's correct.
So
Commissioner?
they have a direct relationship. Why should you be the conduit when it comes to Mr. Matlala proving that he has made payments? Doesn't make sense at all. Why must you suddenly be the conduit? They have an existing business relationship.
They
Mr.
hadn't-
Mr. Matlala buys the meat there directly without your involvement. Is it so that that's without your involvement?
That's correct.
So why now, when he pays his debts, does he have to give the proof of payment to you for you to forward to Osizweni? Doesn't make sense, Brigadier. Think of something better than that.
In most of the time, when I will have queried him to pay his debts, he will pay them and send me a proof of payment to say, I've honored my debts.
I will tell you why you are saying this. Commissioner Baloyi engaged you on you saying you got it, thank you very much, and then the thank you emojis as well. And you said you actually did not get the money. Now you foresee, having gone through the bank statements, you foresee that you are going to be questioned by the evidence leaders and possibly the commissioners as well on why there would have been a payment in January of 2025, there would have been a payment in April of 2025, there would have been another payment in March of 2025, all of which are 100,000 rand each. So you foresee that it does not make sense for Mr. Matlala to continue paying into this account when you actually do not receive the payments, and you come up with this story that he owed money to Osizweni. That is what is happening here, and we see through it, Brigadier. We see right through it. Your comment?
It's not a story, Commissioner. Indeed, he owed Osizweni Butcher the money.
And why do you suddenly become an agent in all of that when they have been dealing with each other without your involvement? Why do you suddenly become an agent?
I was not an agent, and I think the Osizweni Butcher, the lady, she was not the only person that I assisted to get Mr. Matlala to pay them.
And
Even where
why was that your business? You should have actually been mad with Osizweni that they took away 800,000 rand that you would have used to pay in respect of your car that got burnt down. You would have been mad with Osizweni. Why it should have been your business to see to it that they are paid escapes me.
I think I have a way of talking to him so that he can honor.
But why was it your business to do that?
I felt sorry for the lady because she has a good heart. Mr. Matlala is owing her, and he's been owing her for quite a number of years.
You have said that the 100,000 rand was paid so that you could make a payment in respect of your car that was burnt down, and because now you were being chased by attorneys, and you said this was by no means a gratification in the sense of corruption/bribery. I will suggest to you that a plausible explanation for these payments, 300,000 rand on what we see, was actually what you say they were not. That is, the payments were not. Is that not the plausible explanation? Because otherwise, what you say does not make sense. In particular, why do you become a conduit for Osizweni when Mr. Matlala was dealing directly with that business? So the plausible explanation for me was that this was actually a gratification, or at least to soften it. Indications are that it was a gratification. And you would then assist him in whatever way you could in respect of the contract. What's your comment?
Commissioners, I don't disagree that the money was meant for me. And I don't disagree that I'm the one who requested the money. But at the end of the day...
When you say the money, I refer to 300,000 rand. So when you say the money was intended for you, you are referring to the 300,000 rand?
No, I'm referring to the 100,000.
Okay, continue about the plausibility of what I'm positing to you. Please comment on that.
The 100,000, even though it was meant for me, at the end of the day, I never received that money due to the debt that Matlala had with Osizweni Butcher.
And then for the remaining part of the debt, you suddenly become the conduit for the payment of that debt.
I think it was only the next one.
Just the one.
Yeah.
Just the one Ms. Powe referred you to.
Yes.
I will leave it because I've already asked you questions around why you suddenly became a conduit in that regard.
Can I, just to make sure, Brigadier, that I understand your evidence, are you admitting that you received the second 100,000 that was paid in February and you received the March one? Or are you saying Mudiekhe took all of this money?
All three of them I never received.
Okay. And so the January one, because you asked Mr. Matlala the first time, at least that we can see, not ask actually. He says to you on the 12th of January, please ask your friend to check a balance. I just got notification that the transaction went through. That's Mr. Matlala to you at 18:10. And then at 18:15 on the 12th of January, you say, yes, got it, thank you very much, and apologies. You say you never received that 100,000 rands. Because on this schedule on page 91, there's a transaction from Mr. Matlala to Osizweni between the 12th and the 13th of January. So we know it has to do with that WhatsApp message that I just read now, right?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And you say you never received that 100,000 rands.
I never received it.
And you told Mr. Matlala?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that Mudiekhe has kept the money?
Yes.
Okay. Why would you have him pay the next amount in February? You've told us in your statement that he owed her 338. You've made a point of correcting so that, and it fits in perfectly with these payments. You made a point of correcting that it's 338,000, not 38,000. Now, if Mudiekhe kept, so you knew how much he owed her, 338. If Mudiekhe keeps the first 100, why would you have Mr. Matlala pay into the same account the second 100?
Because I wanted her to pay his debt. He was owing quite a lot of people, and in most of the instances, I will intervene.
No, this is money meant for you, which you never got. So what do you mean you wanted him to pay his debts? This is your money. It's coming to you. It's supposed to come to you in February. It's not Mudiekhe's money. It's not Mr. Matlala settling a debt, at least not to other people, maybe to you. But we know that this is money meant for you. in February.
That's
But Mudiege has already kept your January money. Why would you still have Mr. Matlala pay into Mudiege's account when you know that he owes her and Mudiege keeps the money? Why would you do that? It's not normal human conduct that when they've kept your money, you say, oh, to Mr. Matlala, pay again into that same account, where I know and I expect she will do exactly the same thing.
I never said to him he must pay again to that account, and I never requested the February and the March money. He paid it into that account, knowing very well that he's owing Osizweni.
Yes, I'm sorry, can you just make it make sense, please? You see, so you say the money at page 91 was meant for you, right? All of it, those 100,000 rands.
No, the first one, only the first one.
I thought you accepted that even the February was meant for you.
No, it was not for me.
And the third one?
It was not for me.
Okay, so you know that he was paying Mudiege. You knew that. It wasn't your money. He wasn't helping you.
I knew that he was paying his debt to Osizweni Butcher, but the first money is the one that was meant for me.
So the second and third were not meant for you?
They were not meant for me.
Okay, and so at page 24, where he sends you proof of payment for February, you say why he sent you that proof of payment?
He sent me a proof of payment to show that he's paying his debt from Mudiege.
Okay. Why did he need to show you that he's paying Mudiege?
Because most of the time I will urge him to pay the people that he's owing. I will urge him to pay the service providers. I will also urge him to pay the doctors. And he will call me back to say, I have paid so and so, or either send me a proof of payment to say we already did as a company.
Well, Brigadier, maybe let me, in fairness to you, say to you that I do not believe you for what it matters. Yeah, I think you're not being honest with us about this payments and this Mudiege issues. These are monies that were meant for you. These are monies that you received. And when Mr. Matlala sends you proof of payment on page 24, it is to confirm to you that I have paid. The money is in that account. When you say, got it, thank you, apologies, it's all money meant for you. What you're telling us now and trying to explain away these payments as money is owed to Mudiege, that's not true. In fact, it is false. I want to put that to you. You can comment if you want to.
No, I'm not going to comment, Commissioner.
Advocate Paul, let me deal with my questions now because they follow from what has been asked. Brigadier, you were good friends with Mudiege, correct?
That's correct.
And before you gave Mr. Matlala this account number, you must have told Mudiege that you are in a desperate situation and you desperately need money, correct?
That's correct.
So she was aware of your desperate situation.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And a good friend that she is would have understood that you need this money.
Sometimes they say money can come between friends.
Yeah. And the fact that you kept inquiring means you were desperate. You wouldn't even wait for Monday because Mr. Matlala even says to you, wait, it's a weekend, be patient. That's how desperate you were. Correct?
Not that desperate, because already I was paying that money on a monthly basis from my salary.
Yes.
But now, the frustration that I had with him is that here we are once again. He promised me money, he's not delivering. And it was not the first time that it happens that he will promise me something and he doesn't deliver. And we will stop talking to each other.
This is what I find difficult to believe, that a friend of yours knowing that you are desperate for this money because you want to settle a judgment debt, would take advantage of you and use the money for her own benefit and not care that you desperately needed this money. I find that hard to believe.
From my side, I understood her situation, because if you are owed money for a long period, now the person that is owing you, he's paying the money which is meant for another person. I will also keep the money,
Now,
despite my friend's situation.
did you continue to become good friends with Mudiegi after this incident?
No, we didn't.
The friendship ended.
It did not end, but it was no longer a nice relationship, friendship.
Now, if what you are saying about the first payment is correct, the normal reaction as chair put to you would have been to tell Mr. Matlala, I don't care about Mudiegi anymore. Don't even pay her what you owe her. She's a bad person. That's the normal reaction, that she's a thief. She stole my money. She's not a loyal friend. She knew about my desperate situation. She took advantage of it. Whatever you owe her, don't pay her anymore. Let her sue you for it, but I don't care about her anymore. That would have been the normal reaction.
It will be unfair of me to react in that manner, knowing Mudiegi's situation very well. And again, knowing how Mr. Matlala is always assisting people when they have funerals, he will go there or he will send people to go and collect the funeral packs from Mudiegi. So if I say don't pay money anymore, then the people of the community will not be assisted.
Last question. If we were to call Mudiegi to this commission and ask her about these payments, and if she confirms that you did get the payments, what should this commission do with your evidence on this point and the rest of your evidence? Remember, I qualified it with if. If we call Mudiegi to come and give evidence and she confirms that you got these payments, what should this commission do with your evidence on this point and on all the other issues?
I guess I must be charged because I lied under oath.
I'm glad you understand that.
Can I just check this with you? You say to Commissioner Khumalo that the relationship with Mudiegi has ended because the money has come between you two, right?
It's not ended. We are
It's no longer good.
Yeah.
Yes, it's no longer good. So, before, when you gave Mr. Matlala Mudiegi's number, or Sizweni Butcheries bank account details, you had a good relationship at that point.
That's correct,
Okay.
Commissioner.
Then he pays the 100,000 rands that is meant for you.
That's correct, Commissioner.
You don't get it.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And your relationship continues to be good.
Not good.
Sorry, say that?
Not good.
Okay. So if at that point she's taken your money and the relationship is not good, how do you go to Mr. Matlala and say, pay Mudiegi her money that you owe her? When your relationship is no longer good, she's kept your money. You now go to him and say, you know what, pay her, you owe her. How do you do that, and why should we believe that happened?
I never went to him and say, pay Mudiegi the money that you owe her after she kept my money. I just indicated to him that you are owing Mudiegi a lot of money and she doesn't want to give me that money. Please make sure that you pay her the money. And like I'm saying, Commissioner, I have intervened in a lot of people that Mr. Matlala
No,
was
don't tell
owing.
me, no, please don't tell me about other people. I'm interested in the story that you have told us. Remember, you've already told us something, so I'm really interested in just that story. And I'm interested in it because it does not make sense that your friend keeps your money. Remember, you are desperate. You are very desperate. And that's why you are harassing. Harassing is my word. I'm not meaning it in a negative way. But you apologize eventually because you appreciate that your conduct towards him about this money was quite forceful. So you're desperate for this money because you are running, these guys are chasing you. Your friend gives you a bank account for you to receive payment. She keeps the money. Your friendship, as one would expect, your friendship, if someone has kept my money, I would react like you immediately. My friendship with them gets affected immediately. What I don't understand is after that, how are you still the same person who's still desperate? Because you haven't told us that you got the money elsewhere, right? She took your 100,000 rands. You haven't told us, well, I went and got it somewhere. What you actually have told us is Mr. Matlala didn't replace that money that Mudiegi keeps. But you're the same person that says to him, you owe Mudiegi, pay her. That's not consistent with human conduct of a person who's desperate for money and who's been betrayed by a friend who's keeping her money, notwithstanding her desperation, and then you go and you feel sorry for her because she's desperate. It just doesn't make sense, that, and it's improbable that things happened the way you describe them. It's just improbable. Do you want to comment?
I don't know how to comment further than what I have commented, Commissioner, but that's the sequence, that's the way it happened.
A different question arising from your earlier discussion with the chairperson. In page 92, you've got that list of payments to you starting in 2019 to 2021, and you say you accept that they indicate that they come from Mr. Matlala's different companies, Falcon Cat, Medicare 24, Black AK, and another one from him personally, it indicates, or at least it says, Vusimuzi Matlala, you've confirmed you received those payments. Now, in the period between 2019 June, which is what this schedule is, to September 2021, you have received from Mr. Matlala a total of 113,500 rands. That's what you've received. And they're broken down into small amounts, 10,000, 3,000, 10,000, 10, 10, 10, 15, 5, 20, 10, and then 10. How do you explain the sudden escalation? I mean, he used to give you small numbers. And I'm asking this because the chair earlier suggested to you that the huge amounts that you now receive, the 100 that you are now being paid, suggests that there may well have been a part of it, if not all of it, being gratification. Now, if you look at that huge amounts, the hundreds that you're receiving vis-a-vis what you were receiving in 2019, all of to 2021, all of which totals to just over 100,000 rand over a longer period than what you get in January, February, March. It does suggest that what you now receive after the Medicare contract may well be or include gratification for your role in managing this contract, the facilitation that you are making, the role that we see you playing now, the active role you are playing in this contract. That's what it looks like.
I do not agree, Commissioner. Maybe by then his financial status was a little bit low, hence he could give the 10,000 rand and the 20,000 rand. And now his financial status
he's become richer now. That's why he's giving you so much money. That's what it is, right? That's what you want to say.
His financial status has changed for the better, and knowing my current situation that by then I was struggling to buy a vehicle, we were pushing so that he can buy me a car.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, I see that it's 4 minutes past, but can I ask one more question so that when we return, I can move to the next chat?
It relates to this subject.
Yes.
All right, please go ahead.
Brigadier, just one small thing. If you look at after the message where you say, yes, got it, thank you very much, and
Which
apologies, on page 10 of the chat. In particular, if you look at the days that follow, right? So the next chat, or rather, there's a call that happens on the 16th, there's a series of calls thereafter, more calls on the 17th, and then on the 17th at 10:15, you text Mr. Matlala, morning Mr. V, and from your interaction with Chair earlier, this is your way of calling him affectionately. Now, if you then consider that from the 11th, you were desperately asking for assistance, he says, calm down. On the 12th, you're checking again, you say, thank you, got it, apologies, and then you don't get the money. So you're still in that desperate situation, and I use desperate because that's the wording you use in that text at 10:51. You're still in the desperate situation, yet if you look at the days that follow, there's nothing that says you communicated with him your desperation, or is it that you gave up then asking?
By this time, he promised me that once he's settled, then he'll see what he can do.
So your
But
evidence is
remember,
after he settles the entire 300,000 for
not
Osizweni?
yet. No, it's not yet. This is still in January.
Yes.
The other monies came in February as well as in March.
No, I'm saying to you that here you display that you're in a desperate situation. You say, thank you, you got it, but you didn't get it. But there's nothing in the days that follow that displays that sense of desperation continued because you didn't get the money. And in fact, the next text that you send on the 17th, you back to the affectionate morning, Mr. V.
Yes, because I understood that it was not his fault that money did not come through to me. He did what he was supposed to do from his side.
And
Can I just add something to that, to Ms. Bowe? You see, your last text of the 12th January, it's where you say, got it, thank you. And I think that's what Ms. Bowe is seeking your comment on, is on these records, your next communication with Mr. Matlala is the 16th of January. So 12, 13, 14, 15. In fact, the 16th is at 1:45. So the 13th, the 12th, after you said got it, at 18:15. After that, you don't call Mr. Matlala to say Mudiekhi is refusing to give me the money. You don't call. And the next call between the two of you is on the 16th of January. So after Mudiekhi told you I'm keeping the money, you say nothing to Mr. Matlala, at least according to these records. So even your earlier answer that you did tell him, certainly not on the 12th, not on the 13th, not on the 14th, and not on the 15th, which is really strange and curious for someone who from the 9th was calling intermittently, sending messages, many per day, as you know. You were doing that, saying, where's the money, where's the money? Send me proof that you have paid it. You did that, and we have all of that on page 9 and page 10. And then you stop at, yes, got it, thank you very much. You stop, and the next time you engage with him is the 16th. That's inconsistent with your conduct earlier about your desperate situation and someone who didn't get the money. that was paid into Osizweni's account, which they desperately need. It's truly inconsistent. It cannot be true, what you're telling us.
Commissioners must just take note that in between the calls, there will also be visits. It's not only that we were restricted to the calls and the WhatsApp messages. There will be visits whereby he will come and talk to me. And after the money, I did not go directly after it was transferred to Mudiehi to request the money or to discuss how he will give me the money. Hence, maybe after that, there are no calls, I'm not saying anything to him. But in between this chat, we will see each other maybe twice in a week, 3 times in a week.
Are you now saying to us that you told him during a visit that we know you didn't tell him on the phone because there was no telephone calls between you.
Might be, Commissioner.
We know, no. Let me finish my question. We know you didn't do a call, you didn't tell him on the phone on the 12th, and the next time you talk to him is on the 16th. We know you didn't WhatsApp him in that period. Are you now telling us that you told him during a visit, and it has to be because it's not on your recorded calls and WhatsApp messages? It can be, it might be. If it's not recorded here, as I've pointed out, there's no record of calls, there's no record of WhatsApp messages, you could only have told him on a visit.
I'm not sure which word should I be using because I said it might be, and you say I must not use it might be.
Yes, and might be means you're uncertain.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you, you can do better than that. If it's not on a call, which we've agreed there are no calls. After you said, thank you, got it. There are no calls until the 16th. We've agreed there are no WhatsApp messages. And I'm saying, and you say, well, there were visits in between. And I say, well, then you could only have told him during one of your visits. The answer is obvious. It's an obvious, of course, it would have been one
During
of the
the
visits.
visits.
Otherwise, it didn't happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Brigadier, just the last question. And then after this, you never gave him an alternative account number to send you the money?
No, I never.
Thank you.
Let's adjourn and come back at 14:15.